just add the link about, smudging if it's interesting or if you're interested in trying it. But like I said, what I feel called to do today is just do a little dry smudge, or just bring the sage into the space. And dry smudge just means I'm not lighting it. It just means let me a little bit. It just means I'm not lighting it. I'm gonna just kind of pass it around because my nose is keen. I can smell it. I can sense it. I'm just gonna do a little cleanse of it. Clearing out the old energy. Calling in the love, calling in the light. I always get my little like jingle in my head too. I was singing it yesterday, I think, where it's like, I'm clearing out the old energy. I'm calling in the light, calling in the light. I'm clearing out the old energy. Calling in the light, I'm calling in the light. Clearing out the old energy. Calling in the light, calling in the light. Clearing out the old energy. Calling in the light, calling in the light. Out the old energy. Calling in the light. Yeah, the rest of the box itself feels pretty good. It's just kind of like this spot where the cards were probably put in. Feels like we're doing a little extra clear here. I don't typically, I don't know. I'm very much just, go what feels right for you. Trust your intuition, trust what you feel led to do. I don't feel like this is necessary to do with every box, every deck, but if that's something that feels right for you to do, then, by all means, do it. Just like kind of like offerings and stuff to like other deities. I'm not one to typically do offerings to other like deities and things, but I say that, but then I also had an experience fairly recently and where I did. I was like suddenly it's like I stay focused on my connection with myself, my higher self and source. But it felt like, I don't know, there's kind of like a theme of, I believe her name is Hecate. She's kind of kept coming up in my mind, and then I made lunch for myself and my husband yesterday, and it just felt like I was meant to give her an offering. So I set her a little plate and cup of water and fork and paper towel, and just kind of put her. I originally put her in one spot on our island, and then that didn't feel right, so I ended up going back and moving her to where I typically sit, or like putting the offering where I typically sit, and just kind of let it sit there for the afternoon. And then whenever it came time to make dinner, I kind of tuned in what felt right for, clearing the offering or clearing what was kind of left there. So I took the water, and I took it and I went and poured it over one of my rose bushes out front. And then the food, I just went in the trash, but then the paper towel I bundled up and I went outside and burned it in our fire pit. Do I know exactly all that I was doing and everything behind it? No, not really. That was just one of those things where it's just kind of like, it didn't feel like it was doing any harm. And I know my soul, my intention is always to serve the highest and best, and so if I felt like I was being called to do And I know my channel, I only allow in beings of the light, or beings of like that serve the highest and best. So I know if I was being called to do that, that it served a purpose in some capacity, and even if it's not entirely clear at this moment, I was just like, you know what? Yeah, it felt good. I felt some energy release, especially when I was burning the paper towel. It was interesting to watch the paper towel burn, because usually a paper towel, you burn it and it like goes up in flames pretty quickly and it's gone. But this one was taking a really long time to burn, and I was also feeling a lot of just energy leaving me as I was burning it, and it was like there was lots of. It wasn't like a big flame. It was more of like watching the little like sparks travel like throughout the paper towel, slowly disintegrate. Old wounds or old shit that needed to get cleared. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure more things will come to light over time about that offering. But all that to say is like, it's okay. It's okay to try things. It's okay to not entirely know what it is you're being called to. It's all just kind of trusting, and also when you have good boundaries on your channel, or on your when you have good boundaries on your channel, then it's like, you know, the information you receive, you can trust it. That's why I felt like I was able to kind of trust that offering yesterday. Just because I was like, yeah, no, I'm good. I don't think this is gonna harm anyone. I did a quick Google of who she was. I've heard of her before, but I did a quick Google of who she was, and I was like, yeah, sure. Feels fine. Like, I'm not worried. And like I said, I'm sure more information will come to me as I meditate and time goes on. But even just in my time since doing it, since doing my little offering yesterday, I was feeling so much. I get different downloads. Like last night before bed, I was getting a download about like dimensions, or like dimensions and stuff, and I'd already kind of started thinking about that, or that's kind of been on my mind, or like the difference between like dimensions and timelines, and like the use of the words dimensions, and then you know, what exists where, and what do the dimension, like what are the scientific dimensions versus, you know, the consciousness dimensions. All good things, all very interesting. I started writing something, or I started making a table or a chart for it, and I'll fill it in as I get more information. But it's fascinating, really cool. I've had some dreams recently too about dimensions, and usually my dreams whenever I'm in school in my dream, that's usually like, that's important, like it's highlight, like if you go to the bathroom in your dream, that's important generally, because that means you're like releasing emotion, or you're releasing things that you no longer need. But if you're in school, like that can be key too. And so I find myself in various like math classes a lot, or like doing some sort of math, and that's usually working with like the logical mind. So I had a dream fairly recently where I was in a math class and I was learning about dimensions, and I was hearing phrases for different planes of existence that I can't recall at this time, unfortunately, but I'm sure it'll come back again when it's meant to. But I do remember like seeing it, having the visualization of it, and, you know, being introduced to the concepts. And then when it came to like art classes or English classes, those are more of like the feminine intuition, creative mind. And I've had some cool art class dreams. They're all very cool. Feels like it's ready to be opened. Let me. Keep this out too. My little thank you. So if you do pop in, Kessler can. Thank you. Alright. Da 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 da. So beautiful. Yeah, I'm doing a daytime stream today. I think I'm gonna go dancing. The girl wants to go have some fun. Not that this isn't fun. I enjoy this, but I really enjoy going and learning West Coast swing dance. It's a partnered dance. And it is a blast. If you ever get the chance to learn, it's not very difficult to pick up. And it's very free-flowing, intuitive, all the good things. Hold on, let me go throw this away. Say update, I actually flushed the card, or I kind of flushed those remnants. Just because it, I don't know, sometimes there are certain things that sometimes I do it that it just feels like now it's meant to get out of the house right away, like the little crumbs, the little dust, the little petals, whatever. Feels like whatever broke off was intended to break off, and that's supposed to leave the space. So leave that like that. Yeah, I think I'm also gonna grab out a little quarter. And it's just kind of like my lucky quarter at this point. Many months ago, maybe not many months, but less than a year ago, when I was doing some stuff, one of the things I was trying to manifest at the time was a quarter. And I didn't or like set my intention. I was like, all right, team, I want a quarter with this date on it, and I want it to appear on my like nightstand table, or like nightstand. And like 1 or 2 nights later, I had a dream that that quarter was there, and my team was basically like, it was like, there you go, there's your quarter, dream bigger. And just kind of chuckled at it. And then totally forgot about the quarter until a couple months ago. I was in the rec room playing video games, eating some chocolate. And I think I have another video where I talked about this before. But I was eating some chocolate and I went and grabbed a piece of it, put it in my mouth, ate it, and then I went back to go grab another piece, and suddenly this quarter was there. And this quarter was just tucked into the foil of the chocolate bar. It's year 1985 on it. This isn't the year that I was trying to have it, or like trying to manifest, but this quarter suddenly appeared in my chocolate bar. And I was dumbfounded. I was like, holy shit. And I remembered trying to manifest that quarter several like months prior, and my when my team just kind of popped in and was like, dream bigger. LOL, Hank. No, I mean, I saw it within the foil. I saw it within the foil of the chocolate as I was like opening it. So I thankfully did not bite on it, but it was wild. It was cool. It was, and so I don't know, I've just kind of like hung on to it. And it's just kind of been, this was the first thing that I recalled, or that felt significant, that I sort of asked for, manifested, / just like appeared out of nowhere. That, because I'm like, I know what I saw. I trust my eyes. And also, like, it was like the difference of 30 seconds to a minute where I had just eaten a piece of chocolate and there was nothing in there, and then suddenly there was. And the other thing being is like, I don't keep my chocolate I don't keep my chocolate in the same area I keep my money. So there was really no way that made any sort of sense, or like logical sense of how a quarter could have ended up tucked into the chocolate foil. So I kind of hold on to it as my little lucky charm, my little like manifestation symbol. And yeah, I just kind of felt like wanted to bring it into this space today. It's like, maybe that's how I feel about this deck, where it was just like I could feel it coming. I'll allow it. I was just trying to read through it. That was funny though. Yeah. Yeah. One of the things that was coming to my mind last night was That's funny. Automod's over here like, what are you doing? Well, one of the things I was thinking about too last night when I was thinking of the like dimensions and everything else was just like energy, because hold on, how do I want to say this today? Mm, I love that. That's funny. It's okay in this chat. That is funny though. See, but it didn't flag you for boobs. That's great. Okay. Back on topic for a second. I was thinking of like energy last night and thinking about how um I can feel energy moving. I can feel it in my hands, I can feel it in my body, I can feel it when I like connect with someone, like they get their consent to tune into someone else. I can feel energy in that capacity. And all energy is like things appear in the energetic field before they appear in the like physical 3D reality, where they like manifest into this space. And so I don't know. That's been kind of in my mind, or I've been mulling that over with different gifts or different ideas, and I even started watching like an anime, which I don't watch anime, but I felt drawn to watch this like anime about a psychic high schooler. And it's just, I don't know, fascinating. It's fascinating to think about. It's fascinating to kind of question. It's fascinating to play with and see, like, you know, I don't know. Like I said, I can feel things happen in the energetic realm before it comes to like physical fruition. Like I could feel this was coming. Um, there's some other like goodness or other big things that have happened in my life somewhat recently that I'm like I could feel coming before they happened. They just come in different ways. Then like I don't always get the clear picture of what it is. It's just more of like I can feel abundance coming, or I can feel blessings coming, or um I can feel the energy starting to like hone in or on a certain area, or like the wellness coming. Like I can feel it starting in the energy before it actually comes to the physical. Now it's just trying to think about it and trying to be like, okay, well how do you close that gap? And it's all about getting in alignment. Yeah. It's all about getting in alignment. It's all about getting yeah. Just getting in alignment. Getting in alignment. That just feels like where I gotta highlight or stop that conversation. It's possible. I definitely think everyone is like capable of it. I will say that I am grateful for having a partner that is more grounded than I, because they help me stay grounded. Because I do live a lot of my life kind of in the floaty space, and like I stay balanced. I think I stay pretty like decently balanced, but there are definitely days that I realize if I'm like by myself for some amount of time, I definitely am like, oh damn, I am like I have to remember that I am also a human. Like undercover life admin, right, Light? No. No, that's why I said I was gonna stream this like afternoon stream, and I'm gonna go dancing later, because I'm like I need to I need to go be a human and go have some fun. Like, and I can't get this freaking box open. Yes, swimming. Swimming is so good. I'll take a lot of baths because I like being in the water. I grew up on a lake. I know my local town is getting a new community center, like an aquatic center soon. And by soon, I think it's not going to get here. It would be done till next year. Well, that checks out for me. I am a Cancer after all. Cancer the crap. So, yeah, whenever whenever I get stressed, I will go take a bath and I'll put some like Epsom salt or whatever in it. This deck is not meant to be opened. Do I open it from the other side? I don't want to like rip the box. Oh my gosh. Y'all. I rip the box? Okay, hold on. Alright. We did it. We got into it. That was way more difficult than it should have been. What is the difference between this? Hold on. Oh, I just have the card flaps tucked in on the other one. Okay. The box is open. I had to do a little sad. Okay, hold on. Bum-ba-dum. Alright. First things first. Tuck those corners in. I ain't about that life. But look at the pretty heart. Oh my gosh, these cards are so slippery. Oh, and it even has like a little example for like an in-depth love reading. I told you this deck felt loving. Interesting. Oh, and there's like another like heart and soul example. Let's see. It has instructions. I'm not gonna read those. I mean, we are a love-based channel. It makes sense that we have a love-based deck. But yeah, let's see. Come in closer so I can... Part of the... I do not remember. That's okay, Hank. I've done a lot of love-based readings recently. Oh my gosh, there's even like a... I might have to look at the different options. I don't typically... I just kind of go what feels intuitively right, but there are some different positions on how to put the cards and what they mean. I have done like past, present, future type of stuff with the Black Tarot before, but the future lover. How many of these standing out? Yeah, it feels like the future lover is kind of the one that's the spread that's coming, or like that's standing out in my mind. Or like I'm being drawn to, which is this one. We're so in sync right now. The Lover's card of the Major Arcana. Best traits, love language, what you should know, timing, future. The My Future Lover spread is all about your potential future partner, their traits, love language, and what you need to know. This is a perfect